Today, let's get to listen to stories of triumph amidst failures, courage despite fear, strength through weakness, and even the occasional hopeful cheer from personal punny experiences. I am your host, RKaye, and this is the BetterU podcast. What is up, fam? Well, welcome to another episode of the BetterU podcast. Coach RKaye here, and thank you so much for joining me in today's show. Now, we are yet to answer another frequently asked question for all of you, and yeah, that's pretty much what we have been doing for the past few weeks. We have been answering some of the most common questions you would have tried to search for on the internet, or maybe actually been able to ask another fitness professional. So that is what we have been doing for the past few shows. We have been trying to answer some of these questions as best we can. Again, some of the shows that we have done and the answers that I have been giving you guys are from my very own experience, not just personally, but also from the experiences that many of my clients have also gotten to go through. All right. And for today's episode, we are going to answer the question, how would we manage to recover faster? Or is there a way to recover quicker than normal? All right. That, basing a number on it, it wouldn't really be possible. It would actually depend on the person. And again, recovery would be very unique for each individual, but there are a few, tips that you can look into so that you get to really be able to rest your body, be able to replenish everything that needs to be, reset in your body. All right. So, we will skip on the scientific side of it, but we will concentrate more on the practical side of it, or what has seemed to be something that works a lot for everyone. And yeah, I won't be too technical about it because these are very common tips and something that has been very good practices, or that have been practiced throughout, that has made it become something that is very helpful for everyone who needs to get themselves back on track and get their body ready again for another day of training. All right. One thing that really is something that you need to concentrate on getting if you want to recover faster is sleep. All right. That is actually something that not a lot of people get to consider when it comes to including it in their training regimen. Okay. A lot of people really do concentrate more on the physical side of training. People feel that when they train, that is actually enough. People also look into diet, all right, or what they eat. Those are probably like the two top things that are always considered when training is talked about. But in case of sleep, or getting enough quality of sleep, that is something that not a lot of people actually think about to contribute to better recovery. All right. Which, it's actually funny if you come to think about it, because when we sleep, that's actually the best way for our body to recover or to rest, right? So it's pretty much like comparing ourselves to our gadgets, all right? When we plug it in and get the battery trying to, go back to 100%, that's pretty much the same as when we sleep, okay? We need enough quality of sleep. That's actually also an issue, all right? People think that, okay, well, I had like 8 hours of sleep, I'm good, all right? But if those 8 hours of sleep that you had were very much interrupted and it was the light type of sleep, sometimes it's not really enough for your body to have recovered from your daily training routine, all right? So a good way to really be able to successfully know if you have had quality type of sleep is to also track it, all right? Sometimes there are actually apps that you can download on your phone so you can be able to track your sleep, the quality of sleep that you have. And oftentimes, of course, again, it's different for every individual. You will need to be very descriptive about it. That's the thing. Especially if you don't really have like, equipment that you put on your body to actually really be able to read what type of sleep that you have, okay? Oftentimes you just really need to be very descriptive about it and also be very honest about it if you had good sleep or not. Maybe you can rate it from a 1 being the worst type of sleep that you had to a 10 where you slept like a baby, all right? So those are things that you can consider to be able to track your quality of sleep. Now you're probably asking me, well, what does it even do for me? Well, if you are the type of person who really, wants to seriously be able to have better condition for your body, or you are very serious about having good recovery for your body, this would be a great way for you to track your sleep. So if, let's say, your sleep isn't that good for the day, maybe you want to just do active recovery or light training for the day instead of going at training 100%. All right, that's pretty much what I mean. If you didn't have enough recovery that you would have wanted, you could adjust your training. You can adjust the range or the frequency of the training that you have for the week. If you had consecutive days where your sleep wasn't really good, maybe you'll need to really dive into resting a lot more, all right? Or doing very light training as compared to pushing yourself when your body is not in 100% condition, all right? That's pretty much how you will have to deal with it and how it will be helpful for your training if you get the right type of sleep or quality of sleep throughout your training routine. All right. Another thing that not a lot of people get to feel to be important when it comes to recovery is how well hydrated their bodies are. All right. Not a lot of people feel the importance of having enough water or having enough liquid in their body. All right. Which is also a shame. As I mentioned a while ago, oftentimes some of the simplest things that we add on to, or that we should be focusing on, we rarely kind of think about it to be a good addition to the recovery or the rest that our body needs. All right. Water is such an important it's a very important part of our body. All right, there's a good amount of water or liquid in our body, not just our blood, but water is an essential part of the functions in our body. Oftentimes our muscles and other parts of our systems do not really function well if we do not have enough hydration in our body. All right, and pretty much what you are looking for if you do not hydrate well is, of course, your body will not be able to function as best as it can. And number two, you might be setting yourself up for a lot of different malfunctions in your body if you do not really replenish the water or the liquids. If you don't like water, if you don't replenish it too much in your body, well, there's a multitude of things that could happen. Of course, when you train, possibly the immediate effect of it are cramps. All right, so you kind of think of a few other things that could possibly go wrong when you don't have enough water in your body. So yeah, it is another very easy and effective tip for you to recover faster than you would want to. All right, so don't forget or don't underestimate having to replenish and be hydrated always. All right. A lot of people tend to go back to that formula of 8 glasses a day. It is like the basic hydration tip that you can include in your daily habit. But of course, if you are training a lot more regularly, what happens? You sweat a lot, so you need more than those 8 glasses to ensure that recovery is better for your body. All right, and also take note if how weather is in your side of the world. All right, if it's a lot hotter, of course, again, you need even more water in your body. Okay, so again, sleep and being able to replenish your body's water resources is or are some of the common things that not a lot of people think is too important, but it really actually is very important, especially when you want to recover faster. All right, and another tip that is fairly more commonly known for a lot of people is active recovery, and I believe I've mentioned this in a few episodes back. But yeah, active recovery is also something that would be very helpful for your body to be able to recover. Because oftentimes our bodies, we feel soreness, we feel exhaustion, we just pretty much feel like our bodies are not really at 100%. And when that happens, of course, what you want, or the last thing you want, is to stop training altogether, right? And a great thing with active recovery is you can still be able to stay physically active and not totally exclude training out of the picture. All right, but you are also looking into an activity that you wouldn't normally be doing. All right, so let's say you do a lot of weightlifting. Your active recovery would be great if you do a lot of flexibility and mobility training. All right, so 2 complementary activities that will help your body be able to reset itself better in the long run. All right. And of course, also vice versa. If you are into maybe a lot of yoga, a lot of Pilates, you can also put active recovery through maybe resistance training or CrossFit or other activities that you wouldn't normally do. All right. So that is, again, activities or skills that you get to learn and that your body can adjust to in order to really just reset and recover from what you would normally do and what it would normally go through. All right. So those are a few of the things that you would really need to put into perspective and be sure to make it to turn it into a habit and turn it into a part of your training. All right. Because again, training isn't just solely, staying physically active and being very particular with your training routine. All right. It encompasses a lot of things. And again, if you want your body to recover faster, you want your body to go back to 100%, you would always need to ensure that it has all that it needs throughout your fitness journey. All right, guys. So I hope that today's episode, you were able to pick up a few tips, a few more tricks, a few more things to add on to your list of habits. And again, I thank you for joining me for today's episode. If you still have not subscribed yet to the channel, please do click that subscribe button. And you can also click that notification bell so that you know when I post new videos, which is pretty much every day. All right. And also, if you have any questions, comments, or other concerns, just leave those in the comment section below. I always love hearing from you guys, and you never know, maybe your question is our next possible podcast show. All right, guys. So again, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Coach RKaye here, reminding you always to never give up on your movement journey because it's never too late to move. Bye-bye.